That's probably one of the biggest breakthroughs we've had here as an organization, and the content that we share, with the general public, with other organizations, other coaches, no matter where they're from, because the athletic field, on the athletic field, athletes, there's nothing more important than that 20-yard box, that quickness. And, we're really excited to share this content and really get deep into this information. So, at this point, where do you want to go from here, from this explanation of center of gravity management?
What I would say is that the next point in theory when we're talking about center of gravity management is, once we understand that the center of gravity and the base of support and the direction of the muscle vectors, what those are controlling, that starts to tell us directions that we're going to move. But we created a formula years ago called ADSR equals CI. And what that stands for is every change of direction movement can be broken down into components. There's an acceleration component, there's a deceleration component, then there's a stop, and then there's a re-acceleration. So ADSR, acceleration, deceleration, stop, and re-acceleration. So if I was going to run in one direction, first I have to accelerate into that direction. Now if I'm going to stop, I have to decelerate and then stop. And then if I have to change direction make the play in another area of the field, I've got to re-accelerate again. Now, the equal CI is that if I do proper training often enough, the C stands for conditioning. I'm going to get conditioned. So what that means is my muscular system and my cardiovascular system are going to be very taxed during change of direction training. So there's going to be conditioning that takes place. And even more importantly, the I stands for injury prevention. And what I mean here is, with those adaptive changes of the muscles and the motor programs, or the motor vocabulary, which we're going to talk about, that you develop with proper change of direction training, the studies are out there to show now that many of the injuries that everybody thought were just happening are almost 90+% preventable.